Hello out there to all my beautiful subscribers. It's the man, the myth, the legend, and today, oh my gosh, guys, I'm wearing the most comfy robe. I'm feeling this robe. It is feeling so good and nice on my beautiful body. But today, you guys are going to be taking a look at some Battlefield 4 gameplay. Now, I'm not saying this is good gameplay. It's really not, guys. I'm just getting used to Battlefield 4. And speaking of that, you guys are going to notice probably, or most of you Battlefield 4 elitists probably already know that I am playing Team Deathmatch. And if you guys don't play Battlefield 4 and never played the Battlefield series, in Team Deathmatch, it really cuts down the map size, because we all know Battlefield 4 is 32 versus 32 when you play things like, I don't even know, like Conquest or Demolition. I know they're really big maps, but you know, it definitely makes up for it with the maps looking really nice and having a lot of players. So I didn't really ever play the Battlefield series before it was on the next gen consoles, being the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now the gameplay and what I've been playing Battlefield 4 a lot on is really the PS4. You know, the PS4 for me right now is the console that I'm looking for, and it's providing really well. I'm digging it right now, guys. The PS4, really great graphics, really good. You know, I'd say it's a good interacting system. You know, I like how you can have 2,000 friends. That's really cool. I believe it's 2,000. It could be 1,000, but I really do believe it's 2,000. But again, this gameplay, hopefully it's looking mighty fine and mighty gorgeous for you guys, and all that beautiful 1080p. If your internet can load that. I know a few people out there can't load 1080p, and I pray to God every night for you guys that your internet can get better, because I do not know how you guys live off that. But I'm going to be sort of, you know, going through and rating Battlefield 4. I'm not going to be giving you guys an in-depth guide on overview or anything like that, or how it loads up or anything. I'm just going to tell you how I personally think how much it, you know, kind of relates to Call of Duty. Now, it doesn't necessarily relate to Call of Duty. You know, people always compare them, but they're completely different games, guys. You know, this game, it's a little bit more slow paced, but I don't really know about that now compared to Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts, you have to play so slow paced all the time if you want to pull off chem strikes and crazy assault gameplays and get hundreds of kills in games and stuff like that. That's not really what I'm about. So as you can see in this gameplay, it's not a good Battlefield 4 gameplay. I'm a Battlefield 4 noob, as you guys saw in one of my earlier Battlefield 4 videos earlier this week or something like that. But you know, I can still rush around in this game and have a lot of fun. Now, you see me running out in the middle all the time, and you know, I'm just dying and dying. You know, occasionally I'll get 1 or 2 kills in a row, or sometimes my score will pop up a bunch at the bottom, and I think that's cool. You know, how it just pops up and it like scrolls up when you do more and get assists and stuff. I also like how, you know, you don't have to get a kill to get points in Team Deathmatch. I think, you know, I think this also works in other game modes. Things like suppression assists, that's pretty cool. You know, where you're just shooting, you know, guys near there, that works. Or you see an enemy, you aim down sight at him, but you don't shoot him because you know either your guns, the bullets are going to drop off, which actually does happen in Battlefield 4, and that's pretty cool. So you mark them on the radar and on the map, so you know the other enemies or the other players on your team can actually go after him and get him, which is pretty cool. It's a really good way to actually be able to, I don't know, kind of communicate with your team without not necessarily having a microphone, which is pretty cool. You know, something I'm glad they integrated, and you get XP for it. And I also like how you have like a support class and assault class, but it's not like what you guys are thinking about if you guys all you play is Call of Duty. You know, you can level up different guns in different categories, and it's really freaking cool. The classes, they're so in-depthly customizable. It's honestly endless. You know, I spent hours, you know, when I'm switching out my class, when I die and I click to respawn what class that I want, I'll spend like 15 minutes in there, and I'm like, oh well, the game's over now, what do I do? You know, that seems to happen to me a lot, just because this game, you can get so caught up in it. You could spend hours and hours on it. That's another thing that I like about it. You know, I'm not trying to compare it to Call of Duty or anything. You know, I'm a COD fanboy. What can I say? I get all the DLC. I get Call of Duty freaking early for paying hundreds of dollars, and I just do a lot of stuff with Call of Duty. I've been enjoying the game ever since I was 11 years old, and well, I'm only 14 now, so that's not that big of a difference. But still, I really enjoy the game. But I'm not switching to a Battlefield 4 channel. I'm just uploading Battlefield 4 because it's a game that I'm enjoying right now. You know, that's what I like to do. I like to upload what I'm enjoying, and hopefully that's entertaining for you guys, because, you know, you don't want to see me play a game or upload a game where I'm like, oh guys, here's another Mario Kart gameplay. You know, I'm not saying I don't enjoy Mario Kart. I'm just I'm just using that as an example. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I just kind of talked about how I like Battlefield 4, what I'm really thinking about the game right now. Again, all that's going through my head in this game is just the classes. I'm in love with them. But you guys know how to appreciate the video, leaving a like down below. That sure does help. Make sure to subscribe. If you guys are new, follow me on all my social media links. They're all down in the description below. It's been your boy Quadmft, and I'll be seeing... Ooh, this robe is still so smooth.